Hey everyone, GuardianE here with another live reaction and first impression video for Fire Emblem Heroes. Tonight we're getting the reveal of the second set of seasonal summer units in the banner Summer Refreshes. Now I haven't even seen the silhouettes actually for this set of seasonal units, so I can't even really venture a guess as to who kind of the forefront runners are as far as candidates, but I'm just going to throw out there that potentially maybe we'll get a Summer Lin or a Summer Kagero. Just Summer Lin only because we just got Eliwood as a legendary. I'm just tossing it out there. I have no idea. But let's watch the trailer together for the first time and look at what units they have in store for us. Alright. Summer units always deliver, so I'm pretty excited. Swimsuit clad on a red-hot beach. Oh, wow. Wait, okay, so... Oh, hey, there is Lin! I was right! Okay, so Clear Blue Crow, Ursula, wow. Wow, she looks really good. She's on horseback, and she's going to have a dagger, Scallop Blade Plus, Ruse 3. So there's a new class of skills, the Ruse skills. Okay, Beachside Bloom is going to be Lilina. Okay, that's some cute art by Bun Bun. Broadleaf Fan Plus. Let's see. Okay, so she does have a Sabotage skill and an Opening skill. Alright. Sunbeam Archer. Is this Gordon? No, it's Wolt. Okay, so Horseback Archer, Big Catch Bow Plus. Oh wow, a Brazen 4? So we are getting tier 4 of the Brazen skills? It seems really early for that. Okay, Lady of the Beach. From the plains to the beach. Lin looks great. Okay, so she's a flying archer. Deep blue bow, sturdy impact, distant guard. Okay, awesome. She looks phenomenal. Both Lin and Ursula look amazing here. Let's pause right here. See if there's anybody else. Who is that? It's somebody with green hair, but I can't be positive about who that might be. I guess it could potentially be Cecilia, maybe? But it looks like her hair is kind of wavy. I guess she could be any number of characters. I'm really not sure, and I don't check the in-game news until after I watch the trailer and after this video goes up, so I won't know who it is, but by the time you watch this, you probably will already know who it is. So we are going to get a free unit for the Tempest Trial Plus whenever that rolls around for the seasonal unit, so that's always a nice bonus, and it is going to be a Sword Flyer, which I don't believe we have a free Sword Flyer in the game, if I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to kind of play back the tapes a little bit, but I don't think we have one. I'm probably wrong, and somebody is going to correct me, but but regardless, it's not a very common, I should say, movement plus weapon type for free units, as far as free units are concerned. All right, let's keep going. Okay, so special heroes are here. They are going to be appearing on the 9th, and they are going to be here for basically an entire month. So they're going to be here for the length and duration of the first seasonal banner as well, of course. So we have our kind of pick of the litter. We can save up and choose which banner to pull on throughout this duration. I'm very certain that we're going to be getting the first and second year's Summer Banner Part 2 as well, meaning we're going to be getting 6 whole Summer Banners running semi-concurrently, which is a lot. That's a lot of swimsuits and a lot of beaches to take in. But as far as the units on face value, Ursula looks awesome, Lin looks amazing, Lilina looks cute, and Wolt looks good too. They all look pretty phenomenal. No color sharing, which means that every color has about the same chance of yielding a 5-star unit, both focus or non-focus, give or take a little bit. But yeah, I mean, these units look great, very popular picks. Ursula kind of out of left field a little bit. We haven't seen any representation from her for a very, very long time. Since she's one of the first Grand Hero Battle units, the first female Grand Hero Battle unit that we ever got. And she's finally, showing her face again here, which is much appreciated. Lin is always a popular pick. I think they honestly had had some restraint in not giving us a Summer Lin until now. And so now we have a Summer Lin, and it's kind of to be expected. Lilina is kind of a little bit of an oddball pick. We've gotten a lot of representation of Lilina lately, but yeah, I mean, she looks pretty great. So Let's go ahead and replay this and pause and take a look at the art as well as the skills themselves. The Red Hot Beach. Special heroes to battle. A lot of ranged units here. Clear Blue Crow.
Can be quite useful on an assassination.
Wow, she looks really good. And of course voiced by Misty Lee as well. But yeah, she's rocking a sleek, stylish swimsuit here. She wears it very well. Art by Yamato Kotaro, voiced by Misty Lee, who's reprising her role as Ursula. She also obviously voices Camilla as well as Titania. But yeah, so she's she's a dagger unit, so it's a colorless dagger unit on a horse. Let's go ahead and see. Kind of weird that there's all these fruit around her too. I don't know if that's part of her theme, maybe. We'll see. I want to take another look at her weapon.
Just so you know.
Okay, so let's pause here. That is a long-ass weapon description. Scallop Blade Plus, so it is inheritable. It's an inheritable dagger, might at 12. If penalty is active on foe, grants attack and speed +5 during combat. And then it has the dagger effect, that basically the debuffing effect to defense and res that all daggers have. So penalty is a status effect. So they're defining these things more and more. It makes a lot of sense to do, because the more convoluted and long-winded these descriptions are, the more they're going to want to use shortcuts and definitions, and that makes perfect sense. So penalty is defined as all effects that last on foe through its next action. It includes penalties inflicted by a skill like Panic or Threaten, and negative status effects preventing counterattacks, restricting movement, or the effects of a skill like Triangle, Adept, or Guard. So penalty is basically a debuff. It's not a stat debuff, but it's, at least it doesn't appear to be a stat debuff. It's really specific to status effects on the enemy, I guess. Which is fine, especially if your team is configured to, to kind of wreak havoc and have map-wide status effect debuffs like this. Then, the attack and speed +5 during combat is okay. It's nothing earth-shattering. I'll say that much. I mean, attack and speed +5 is never going to be a bad thing, but the condition is pretty restrictive, and the bonus that it gets it's good, but it's not groundbreaking, especially for how restrictive the condition is. And again, daggers have just a very competitive. There's a lot of competition with respect to the daggers that are currently out there, so. Not so sure people are going to be jumping at the chance of inheriting Scallop Blade Plus. Rally Attack Speed Plus. Now this, on the other hand, is a pretty rockin' skill. Grants attack speed +6 to target ally for 1 turn. That's rally skills, again, see more use in Ether Raids because of movement shenanigans and AI shenanigans that it can provide. Okay, so this is interesting. She has a new class of skill, the Ruse skill. So it's a B-slot skill, Defense Res Ruse 3. If a rally assist skill is used by unit or target's unit, inflicts defense res -5 and guard on foes in cardinal directions of unit and target through their next actions. Guard. Inflicts special cooldown charge -1 on target per attack during combat through its next action. Only highest value applied does not stack. Okay. Alright. So let's back it up. So this is going to be similar to the Link skills, where essentially if a certain skill, a certain movement or assist skill is used on Ursula, or she uses it on somebody else, within cardinal directions, the enemy team, anybody in that cardinal direction, will get a defense res -5 debuff and a guard effect. So guard effect is new, or it's newly defined, as special cooldown charge -1 on target per attack. It's interesting that it says it inflicts it on foes in cardinal directions of unit and target. Okay, so it's in cardinal directions of both the unit and the target. So that's kind of... I can't remember if that's also how the Link skills apply or not. For some reason, I'm thinking that I thought that the Link skills only apply to the unit itself, not its target. But basically what it means is that if you end up repositioning or drawing back with Ursula, both her and the drawn back unit or the repositioned unit will have this effect through their cardinal direction. So it's basically an expansion of, the danger area that it affects. So guard, as the name implies, has the guard effect as if you're engaging on somebody when you have guard, which is a little misleading because the guard effect sort of implies that they have guard on them, which isn't the case here. It's really that they get inflicted by this status guard, which makes it so that when they attack, they get -1 on their cooldown charge. Obviously, what that means is that if they have something like Heavy Blade or Bold Fighter or Vengeful Fighter or something like that, where they get increased cooldown charge, they cancel each other out, and then they'll just get, you know, +1 to their cooldown charge every time they attack. So that is interesting. I like to see this expansion of the Link skills and I guess now Ruse skills. I think that they're useful. I like that it's not just a stat boost, that it also tacks on this additional skill, and I'm hoping that we see more skills inflict guard, because I think that it's starting to become more and more critical in taking on certain challenges, just to be able to reduce the enemy's ability to proc their specials over and over again. Even Res Wave 3, start of even numbered turns, grants a Res +6. We've seen the wave skills. They're pretty great. You can always just kind of slap them on, and they're always pretty useful. On either odd or even turns, you'll get a self buff, as well as have that activated buff on any adjacent ally. So it's pretty great. So let's keep going here. All in all, she's got some interesting stuff, but nothing like mind-blowing here. Got some great art, though. Alright, so here's Lilina, Beachside Bloom.
Got my swimsuit?
Okay, so Julie Kluwer is, again, reprising her role as Lilina. So it looks like Bun Bun doing the art. She is a Cavalry Red Dagger unit. She looks good. She looks festive, tropical. Pretty good. I like Bun Bun's art here. Alright. So let's pause here. Broadleaf Fan Plus. So another inheritable dagger, might at 12, grants bonus to units attack equal total penalties on foe during combat. Grants the dagger effect as well, so the general dagger debuff. So this is kind of interesting because it's very reminiscent of the Cleaner. The Cleaner provides basically additional damage based upon the total number of bonuses on the enemy when they're engaging on them. In this instance, it's the total number of penalties on the foe during combat. So that's actually pretty good. I mean, it doubles down on kind of the map-wide debuff theme of the banner so far. Basically, if you have certain team compositions that allow for big debuffing effects, she'll just be enhanced that much further. It's not a crazy skill, not a crazy weapon. Again, daggers, I'm kind of repeating myself. I mean, daggers are very competitive, or there's a lot of competitive daggers out there. But it could have its uses, and it could be very dangerous, especially if you build and construct a team based around allowing Lilina to get all of the buffs and bonus damage that she possibly can. Rally Up Res Plus grants Res +6 to target ally and allies within 2 spaces of target, so another rally skill. Attack Res Solo 3, if unit is not adjacent to an ally, grants attack Res +6 during combat, certainly with the intent of engaging on enemy mages and dragons, it seems, being able to tank additional hits with that bonus res. Sabotage Defense 3 for the B slot. At start of turn, if any foe's res is less than or equal to unit's res -3, and that foe is adjacent to another foe, inflicts defense -7 on that foe through its next actions. So these sabotage skills are map-wide debuffs, just like we've been talking about. Sort of, again, a continual theme throughout this particular banner. But similar to an Aversa effect, in the condition being that the foes have to be adjacent to one another. The stat condition or threshold being based on res rather than HP. But it inflicts defense -7 on that foe through their next action. Attack Opening 3 at start of turn grants attack +6 to ally with the highest attack for 1 turn, excludes unit. So pretty good, pretty powerful effect, especially for a support team, depending on what you're planning on running. But again, with the whole theme of like map-wide buffs and debuffs, kind of plays into that. So not bad. Let's keep going. So far, I'm not blown away by Lilina or really any of the units so far. Sunbeam Archer, at least in terms of their skills are concerned. Okay, so we're getting Wolt. Wolt looks like he's ready to fish, and he caught that thing, that poor fish. Alright, so we're getting Wolt. Wolt is on horseback and is a green archer. Initially, I thought he was Gordon or Rye or Lou, but it looks like it is going to be Wolt. But yeah, looks good, looks great. Let's keep going. I appreciate him catching dinner for us. So Big Catch Bow Plus, 14 Might Bow, effective against flying foes naturally. If penalty is active on foe, grants attack speed +5 during combat. Okay, so just like Ursula's weapon, we're getting the bow variant of this, and it is inheritable. Drawback for the movement assist. Okay, so Brazen attack speed 4. We are getting the next tier of Brazen skills, and Brazen skills were already amazing. At start of combat, if unit's HP is less than or equal to 80%, grants attack +9 and speed +10 during combat. That is really good. I've definitely sung the praises of the Brazen skills throughout different Abyssal challenges that we've gotten. I just think that they are very, very useful. And if we're going to be seeing Brazen 4, a tier 4 of Brazen skills, that's pretty exciting to me, because it does have a condition. I mean, and the condition is fairly easy to meet, especially in certain challenges where you're going to be taking and tanking damage. But the overall benefits are huge, and it can really kind of serve the purpose of closing the gap, the gap in stat difference between different generations of units. So I'm a big fan of the Brazen skills, and this one looks awesome. I would love to get it. I think that it's a natural progression as well, because Brazen attack speed 3 had +7 to both attack and speed. And it makes sense. They're advancing all of the other player phase oriented A-slot skills, so I think going into the Brazens is a natural next step. They didn't tack on additional effects. It's just a stat boost. Who knows, maybe with a Brazen attack and defense, or Brazen attack and res, or one of the other Brazens, maybe instead of just a stat boost, they'll also give some other effect. We'll have to kind of see. But at least for the time being, it just gives a very substantial stat boost, and that's going to be very useful. Chill Speed 3 for the B slot. Chill Speed's a great skill. Map-wide debuff of -7 on the foe with the highest speed. That's a great skill to give to somebody. So Wolt has some awesome fodder here. The next Brazen skill and Chill Speed 3, those are both phenomenal skills to pass on to somebody. His bow is, just like Ursula, his bow is just okay. I mean, it's pretty good. It has its effects. If you want to build around map-wide debuffs and debuffs in general, penalties and things like that, then it definitely can see its uses. But when choosing to inherit a bow, just like with daggers, you have a lot of choices. And from a selection standpoint, I don't know if Big Catch Bow is really going to be catching the eye of anybody that's going to be inheriting on their next project. But Brazen attack speed 4 and Chill Speed 3, yeah, I could definitely see that getting passed on. So let's keep going. Okay, cool attacking art. Alright, so here is Lady of the Beach, Lynn.
Just beautiful. The way it stretches as far as the eye can.
Alright, Wendy Lee reprising her role as Lynn. It sounds like she's kind of softened her approach to the character a little bit. A little bit on the softer side, not quite as brash. I think they did a pretty good job of designing Lynn's swimsuit here. I think she looks great. They obviously borrowed certain elements from her legendary version. You can see some of the colors that have been extracted, like the blue, like the tan sort of ribbon that's hanging off of her hip there, some of the straps that are around her, and some of the dangling tassels and things like that are again reminiscent of her brave/legendary variants. So they borrowed some elements there while keeping it fresh and not over designed. I think they did a pretty great job here. Art by Tefish. I don't know if we've seen Tefish do art in Fire Emblem Heroes before. The name doesn't ring any bells. I could be wrong. But this is certainly the first time they are doing Lynn, and I think they did a pretty good job of capturing her. So let's keep going here. So she is a flying blue archer. Let's pause. Deep blue bow. So this is going to be an exclusive weapon to her that is not inheritable. It's a 14 might weapon, grants speed +3, effective against flying and armored foes. If foe's HP equals 100% and foe initiates combat, grants attack, speed, defense, res +4 during combat. So that's pretty good. I mean, +4 to all stats is nothing to scoff at. That is a very powerful effect. The condition being if foe's HP is 100%, which it's always a little bit weird when some of the conditions are based upon what the foe is at or what the foe has on them, that you don't have complete control over. So the foe's HP has to be at 100%, so it is kind of an odd condition. I think it's a good weapon. I don't know if it's a great weapon. I'm not in love with the whole if foe's HP is equal to 100% condition just in general, but it's definitely usable and definitely powerful. It just requires, that slight condition. It's just that there are a lot of bows out there that you could potentially inherit on her too. So So we'll see. But even that aside, the speed +3 and the effective against armored foes are both great things to have on an archer as well. Reposition for the assist. She is a flyer, so it makes good sense to get reposition on her. She does come with sturdy impact for the A slot, so if unit initiates combat, grants attack +6 and defense +10 during combat, foe cannot make a follow-up attack. So I think that sturdy impact is actually a great pick for her, and part of the reason for that is because these flying archers that have armor effectiveness, and I'm thinking of flying Hinoka most prevalently. The concern is that they can always be one-shot on the counter by these armors that are very powerful and have a high attack stat. So the defense +10 is going to help with that, of course, make her a little bit tankier. And the foe can't make a follow-up attack, meaning that they can't get doubled and killed on enemy phase. Now, of course, a lot of armors run Vengeful Fighter, so they get the follow-up attack automatically, but the Sturdy Impact will cancel that out, and it'll rely on the speed stat in that instance. And it does seem as though Lin is going to be a speedier character, meaning that she will probably naturally double, and naturally prevent the double from the opponent. She also comes with Attack, Speed, Length 3 in the B slot if Movement Assist skill, like Reposition, Shove, Pivot, is used by unit or target's unit, grants attack and speed +6 to unit and target ally, or unit and targeting ally for 1 turn. So yeah, the link skills we were talking about before, and now reading this again, I think I may be completely wrong about what I was talking about before about how it only affecting the target unit. But yeah, the link skills are fine. I think that they have creative uses for sure. Distant Guard 3 for the C slot. Allies within 2 spaces gain if foe uses bow, dagger, magic, staff. Grants defense and res +4 during combat. So yeah, pretty decent kit. I think that probably attack, speed, length 3 is something that you could very easily swap in for something else. Since she's very player phase oriented, it seems like Desperation is a natural choice. But yeah, all in all, very solid kit. The Sturdy Impact is awesome for her. Deep Blue Bow is pretty great. And Distant Guard 3 is sort of a rarer skill that you don't see all that often. So she does come with some great stuff. So let's keep going. The art looks great. Okay. And we are getting summer refreshes as the paralogue story. Okay. I actually am a little underwhelmed at the attacking animations for all of them. They seem kind of lackluster. There's just kind of this little like splash and a couple of stars that pop out. Whereas like with the last summer banner that we just got, there were like these waves coming in and like these I don't know. Usually I feel like with the summer banners they try to do some cool stuff. Like Summer Tana had like fruit coming down and I don't know. They seemed a little bit on the lackluster side, but regardless, so here are the 4 characters once again. So at least as far as priorities are concerned, I feel like Lilina and Ursula look okay. Wolt and Lin both have really phenomenal fodder. So Lin has Sturdy Impact, Wolt has Brazen Tech, Speed 4, but of course they're seasonal units, so you're probably not going to be shooting for fodder only for these seasonal units. If you're going for seasonal units, it's probably because you want to collect the seasonal units. I will say that of the bunch, Lin probably has the most impressive kit, but it's kind of not saying much because there's nothing really mind-blowing about this banner, at least as far as the skills are concerned. Art-wise, I think they all look fantastic. I mean, Ursula looks amazing, Lin looks phenomenal, and Lilina looks pretty cute, and Wolt looks great there too. So if you're going to pull on this banner, it's going to be because you like the characters. It's not going to be because you're hunting for skills, and it's not going to be really because you're hunting for an OP character, because I don't think that any of these are really going to be making huge waves in any of the game modes as they currently are. Which is perfectly fine. As far as I'm concerned, I don't think that every unit and every banner out there has to be has to break new ground, basically. They just have to be unique, and I think these units are unique, and they do bring something new to the table. For me personally, if you haven't guessed already, I'm probably going to be going for Ursula and Lin. Hopefully I'll be able to get them both. So summoning on blues and colorless. Naturally, I'm also going to be waiting for the rerun of the Summer Banners Part 2 for Year 1 and 2. just so I can get my final merges or my final merge, I should say, for Summer Camilla. So that's going to be definitely a priority for my orbs in general. So I don't know how hard I'm going to be going in on this. We do have all month. Bear that in mind that this banner is going to be running all month. So we do have a long time and a lot of free orbs to collect if we want to spend them on this banner. There's going to be the next Legendary Hero banner that comes out the door. And, of course, this stretches into early August, which means that we may end up getting the reveal of Choose Your Legends 3 characters, or at least, what skills they're going to be providing. So, again, lots of stuff on the horizon, lots of orb sync, so be careful. This banner, if you are fans of any of these characters, it's a great banner to go in on. But, you may want to bide your time, wait things out, and see how things go as far as what's coming on the horizon. So let me know in the comments below if you're going to be pulling on this banner. If you do, I wish you the best of luck, and I hope you get all of the special heroes that you're looking for. Hopefully you enjoyed watching the trailer with us for the first time. If you did, please feel free to leave us a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more Fire Emblem Heroes content. We thank you all so much for watching, taking some time out of your day to spend with us. And until next time, let's protect those skies.